Our story begins with our hero in an unusually poor state. Unsung, muddy. Not physically muddy, metaphorically speaking. His very soul was muddy. A lifetime of work, but nothing to show for it. It was after one of those particularly dreary days he went to drown his sorrows at the neighborhood tavern. Beer after beer went down his throat, but none offered any solace. He stumbled out of there around midnight. The full moon watched over him as he made his way to the harbor that hugged the town. He knew it well. He had worked on the ships his whole life. The open water had always been his safe space when his soul did the melancholy dance he was so familiar with. This night, however, his sadness reached such despairing depths, he wanted to end it all. He craved creative purpose, glory, freedom, and most of all, he craved love, infinite love. He wanted his two estranged daughters to grow up with a father they could be proud of, not the deadbeat he had turned out to be. He was ashamed. He was lost. He thought he would do them all a favor by not being there anymore. The water was cold as he waded out in her chilly embrace, clothes still on. When she reached his neck, he took a deep breath and welcomed the darkness as he went under. The full moon gave a worried frown, and the seagulls woke from their slumber, restlessly starting to circle the spot where he had disappeared. From the silence under the surface, engulfed by the sea, he heard a faint whisper. "It's not your time. You still have unfinished business." Waves emerged in the quiet harbor. As the air left his lungs, he started to drift into an unconscious void. The light, some called it. The moon had now lost its frown and expressed a more urgent concern. "It's not his time." The seagulls desperately circled the water. "It's not his time! It's not his time!" A sea creature emerged from the dark and nudged his lifeless body towards the surface. Once above it, the creature thrust him onto the shore, where he lay for a while in stillness. "It's not your time, my son," echoed from the sea. Violently he started coughing up the water that had filled his lungs. Confused, exhausted, and once again a failure. He simply lay on his back and gazed up at the stars. How he managed to get home that night was a mystery, but somehow he did, and once there, he fell into a deep, deep sleep that lasted for days.